Hey guys, hope all is well. Talking communities and counties, as I talked about in previous videos, we get a lot of clients that have never been to Atlanta, which is cool, but also very frustrating because we are not Atlanta GreatHomesATL home tours or Greater Atlanta home tours or whatever you want to call it. We're actually a brokerage firm, so we're working with people that kind of have a semblance of where they want to live and where their job's going to be located and schools that they've done research on and all that kind of stuff. But I thought it would be helpful to just give you, some perspective. So when you're starting to do your research, what counties Greater Atlanta has, because I know not everybody, is from Atlanta, or people have lived in a certain section of Atlanta or Greater Atlanta their whole life and haven't experienced another area. So I always, first and foremost, encourage people. I'm a person that loves like a nice breakfast, a brunch, a nice dinner out, post-COVID, hopefully, before COVID happened. But I always can tell a lot by just sitting on a park bench, going to a restaurant. You know what I mean? Kind of seeing what the vibe is, what the diversity of the area is, what kind of clientele are coming in there, what, as I drive through the area, what houses and streets and parks and stuff like that are my vibe. What's the area closest grocery store? Where's the closest gas station? Where is the closest mall? Am I not a mall person, so that doesn't mean a lot to me. I want something more in the boonies or in the sticks. So by spending some quality time in an area, I think that would be my biggest advice. School scores, just like test scores, right? They don't tell the whole story. So it's a very important thing for a lot of people. It's a very personal thing. So meet with schools, meet with the principal, the vice principal, meet, if your kid's into athletics, meet with the athletic coach. Like, a score of a school might be a 5 or 6, but it totally checks the box for your house price, for your standard of living, from where you're coming from, and you connect with a certain school or program. Then there's certain people that, nope, I just want 9s or 10s. Okay, well, you better have 9 or 10 money, because it's not, property taxes are going to be higher, house prices are going to be higher when you have the top, ranked schools and stuff like that. So those are just some off the top tips. But in this video, I really want to talk about Cobb County. Let's talk about what towns and cities make up Cobb County. So you might be looking at parts of Vinings, parts of Smyrna, Marietta, Powder Springs, parts of Ackworth, in an area called East Cobb, Kennesaw. Those are the main areas. I might be missing a few here and there, but all you gotta do is Google Cobb County and you'll be able to pull up a map and see the different sections and stuff like that. Cobb County has made when I moved here in 1999, it has become one of the most desirable areas to be. Reasons why, typically great schools. Not all schools are great, but great schools. It does have school choice as well too. You have to have a really well-performing student and be able to, make that sacrifice if you want to be able to get your kid from Powder Springs to an East Cobb. That's going to be a sacrifice for you. They're not going to run a bus for you. Private schools are always an option as well. But it is a very, very desirable area for various reasons. Vinings are Smyrna, parts of Marietta, Mableton, that's another area that I left out. Austell is another area as well. Are gonna probably give you more of a proximity to the city. Gonna put you right on the Atlanta border or within about a 15-minute radius of the Atlanta border. You're gonna have things like the Atlanta Braves. The Atlanta Braves used to play in Turner Field, which was right in the heart of downtown Atlanta. A couple of years ago, they built a stadium. It was called SunTrust Park. Now it's called Truist Park when I'm taping this. And that brought a whole economic development to what's called the perimeter of Atlanta, which is right on the Atlanta-Cobb County line, where people in North Fulton, Cherokee County, Cobb County, and in-town Atlanta had a destination to go to a baseball stadium. Around it, they built an area called the Battery, which has restaurants, a theater, like a concert hall called the Coca-Cola Roxy. And you're gonna have a really good standard of living. It has major arteries like East-West Connector, South Cobb Drive, Paces Ferry, those type of areas. Now, when you have a lot of restaurants, you have a baseball team, you have a highly desirable area, consequently what has happened is prices are extremely competitive, or for some people on the higher end. So this is really for a very well qualified person that has a nice chunk of money to put down, still can do 3%, 3.5%, 5%, 10%, all the way up to 20% or more, whatever you want to do. But these are going to be very, very, I want to say, a lot of times people dictate that, or they think that a bigger house is a better house. No, for some people, a 2-bedroom or a 3-bedroom, 4-sided brick ranch that has been renovated, that is priced at $350,000 or $400,000, is going to mean a lot more to somebody that is looking at a $300,000, $400,000 area that does not have those features of good schools and the baseball team there, and dinners and restaurants and concerts and parks and all that kind of stuff that a lot of part of Cobb County gives you. Now, also, one area that is highly, highly desirable is an area called East Cobb, which is mostly parts of like East Marietta. It's very close to the border of neighboring counties. Fulton County would be like a Sandy Springs, Woodstock to the north. Very, very, very good schools. With that, they have a lot of luxury homes there. So if you are a multi-million-dollar home buyer, a $500,000 or more home buyer, that is going to be the area for you. It's very, very, very nice. Very much has everything that people are looking for. Then you're going to have, as you go further north, again, very good schools, very competitive house prices and stuff like that. That's going to run you to like a Kennesaw, which has a big Battery, big thoroughway called Town Center Mall and Barrett Parkway. Gorgeous homes in the area, ranging from 400s to 800s for a lot of new homes, even resale homes. Now, you might find pockets of 2s and 3s, but you're not looking for the quartz and the marble and the 5 or 6 bedroom home that's in great condition and stuff like that. But you're going to get really good schools. You're going to get townhouses, single family, maybe a few condos sprinkled in. You're going to get a lot of parks. You're getting a big renovation of their downtown area, downtown Kennesaw. Now we're going to start heading a little bit more towards the west. That's when you're going to start opening up to a Powder Springs, a Mableton, and Austell. One of my personal favorite areas is Powder Springs. It is, it's not going to put you anywhere close, like right to an expressway within, 10, 15 minutes, but you can still get to downtown, back roads, Midtown, Buckhead, all that kind of stuff within 45 minutes to an hour. But what I really like about it, number one, terrific schools. Number two, terrific houses. You've probably seen me post a lot of them in my house tours and stuff like that. I have a ton of clients that build out there. What I like about it is you aren't in the mix. Like, you can live in an absolutely gorgeous community, pool, clubhouse, tennis courts. You could build a new home, 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s, 8s, over $1 million if you want. There's actually been some celebrities that have built in the area because they know $1 million house in Powder Springs would have cost them $5 million in Buckhead or Sandy Springs. So you're getting an affordable home. And so for some people, geez, they think 100, 200,000 is affordable. No, this is for the person that has a nice chunk of money to put down on a home. Not necessarily have to put 20% down, but has a nice chunk of money, because you're going to get a setting where you can get a 4, 5, 6 bedroom house. You can get a finished basement. You can get a basement that you could finish later. And you're also going to get proximity. If you don't have to go into downtown Atlanta every day, you could if you wanted. If you're gonna, I would plan on a 45-minute to an hour commute. But if your job is in a Douglas County, a Paulding County, a Cobb County, maybe even a Cherokee County, you know, you're gonna have some very, very nice plazas of shops and restaurants and economic development all within a 15, 20-minute radius, which I love on either side. You know, heading towards the Mariettas, heading towards the Kennesaws, or heading towards a Dallas or, you know, Paulding County or Douglas County. And downtown Powder Springs, I absolutely love. I sold like 4 or 5 downtown townhomes over the last 2 years. It's one of my favorite. My clients' property values have gone up astronomically. I remember doing videos in that area saying, hey, shops and restaurants are coming into this area. Hey, a splash park is coming to the area for the kids. Hey, you're on what's called the Silver Comet Trail, which runs through Cobb County to do biking and hiking and walking your dog and putting your kid in the stroller and feeling like you're in a good, safe environment. Those are all great elements. And that's when I try to find those type of communities. And as a result, my clients are $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 up in their equity and in their wealth that they created. So that is an area I want you to consider. Now, areas that also are on the rise, a little bit more affordable is going to be in Austell. That's going to put you closer to Alithia Springs, which is in Douglas County. It's going to put you closer to the expressway on I-20. And then an area called Mableton. You're going to have a nice mix of affordable resale homes in the 3s and 4s, and then an influx of some really, really nice new homes being in the 4s, 5s, and 6s. Of course, you're going to be higher end as well. And that's kind of like, I would look at it as, if you couldn't afford a Smyrna, a Marietta, or Powder Springs, a Mableton is an area where you can get a very nice house, still take advantage of the shops and the restaurants and going to the Braves games and stuff like that, but saving possibly $100,000, $200,000 compared to a Smyrna or a Vinings. You're also going to have back roads to go straight down to Midtown and downtown Atlanta, and also jump on the perimeter, which is 285. You have 75, 85 running through the city, I-20, I-20 West also running through the city, and an I-285, which is basically a big circle, not going through the city of Atlanta, but on the outskirts. And you could take that from a lot of Cobb locations to get to the airport. Airport ride will probably take you anywhere as little as 25 minutes all the way up to 50 minutes for the further end out areas. So Cobb County, definitely put it on your radar. But just remember, it's really going to be somebody that has a nice down payment in a good financial position, because you're going to be able to take advantage of the schools and economic development in the area. Okay, on to the next county. Talk to you soon.